Muslims, Islam, democracy, elections, they just don't go together, do they? At least that's what we're told by some of the faith's biggest critics.
Most Muslim countries are dictatorships. There's no democracy.
But look at the big picture. Sure, the Arab world is home to plenty of kings, emirs, generals, dictators, but the majority of the world's Muslim population doesn't actually live in the Arab world. In fact, it's the Asia-Pacific region that's home to 62% of all Muslims. And of the top 5 countries in the world with the biggest Muslim populations, Indonesia, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Nigeria, not only are none of them in the Middle East, but they're all democracies too. Flawed democracies, yes, but democracies nevertheless, in which hundreds of millions of Muslims regularly go to the polls to elect their rulers. And support for democracy goes beyond these 5 countries, as the pollsters from Pew noted in their exhaustive study of 39 countries and 38,000 Muslims, quote, most Muslims around the world express support for democracy. And yes, that includes those ordinary Arab Muslims, yeah, the ones living under kings and generals. Remember 2011 when people across the region rose up in the Arab Spring? But Arabs prefer a strong man in charge, right? Wrong. Between 54 to 81% of Muslims from 5 Arab countries said they support having a democratic government over a leader with a strong hand. Just look at Tunisia, which sparked the Arab Spring. Tunisians ousted a dictator, passed a relatively progressive constitution, elected a president from a secular party, and chose a parliament comprised of both secularists and quote-unquote Islamists. Then there are the 50 million odd Muslims living in the West, most of whom seem perfectly happy to vote in and even stand in free and fair elections. The new directly elected mayor of London, one of the world's biggest, greatest cities, is a Muslim. In 2015, the UK increased its number of Muslim members of parliament from 8 to 13. Canada elected 11 Muslim MPs in the same year. And in the US, which has 2 Muslim congressmen, Muslim voter registration is up ahead of the presidential election. So the next time some pseudo-expert tells you Muslims don't like democracy or Islam is incompatible with democracy, remember the hundreds of millions of Muslims, in fact the majority of the world's Muslims, who prove that expert wrong.